Hi everybody! Today I'm reviewing a little brush set from e.l.f. Have you guys seen this yet on the website? This is called the Studio Luxe Brush Collection. It comes in this really nice little case. It's like a hard case, but it's definitely got some cushion to it there on the outer layer. Open it up and it holds your brushes. So it's a 7 brush set. I've been using these and I'm trying to get a feel for how these particular brushes in this set compare to some of the other brushes that e.l.f. makes. First off though, this kit is named e.l.f. Studio Luxe Brush Set, but I want to point out these are not the same brushes as what's in the Studio line. They've got like that really shiny chrome type ferrule going on here. It's again got that textured kind of like snakeskin handle. They're a soft brush, but they're not as soft as my other studio brushes that I have. Like to feel them from the outside of the bristle, it just feels a little more coarse to the touch. I'm just sensing it's not the same kind of thing. And like if I were to compare this one to my e.l.f. Studio Complexion brush, they look kind of similar at a glance, but the complexion brush kind of comes up to a little bit of a tapered, almost, I don't want to say tip, but it does come up like that a bit more, and it's more pinched in right here at the ferrule. And that's a feature of this brush that I love because it can be great for contouring in that way, but it just has a much softer, a little bit more expensive feel to it. There's also an angled blush brush in here, and again, this is a little less full than the e.l.f. Studio blush brush. Just looking lengthwise from here to here across, the Studio brush is definitely wider. This can be workable for blush. It can be workable for contouring as well. I used it that way in today's look. It's just a little undersized for what I would normally reach for, but it's usable. This foundation brush, I don't love using flat foundation brushes, but as far as those go, this is pretty standard. Soft enough. I used it kind of just to blend out my concealer. Those are your 3 face brushes that are in this kit. And then you've got your eye brushes and a lip brush. This is the lip brush. This works fine as a lip brush, but I don't love that it was included in this set because you're gonna like stick that down in with your brush down in this kind of like suede or faux suede lined case, and it's gooey, and I just I think it would be more functional maybe if this had one of those retractable tops on it. I've actually used it also as a little detail brush for eyeshadow. So 3 eye brushes, and you'll see those being demoed with the Too Faced Cat Eyes palette. You've got this little flat eyeshadow brush. It's a little bit smaller than like the e.l.f. $1 eyeshadow brush that we know and love, and that's kind of okay with me. I think this is a decent little brush. It's able to pack the shadow on. The brush that I really struggled to find a good use for is this angled one. It's like it's not small enough to really do some detailed type stuff that I might need, but it's also not fluffy enough or really mobile enough to move around and buff out shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a fluffy brush in this collection to do some blending, and this doesn't really do that. So like I, you know, got a little something in the crease with this brush, but I didn't find it super functional. I used this little guy from Sigma, the E36, to do some blending further up on the eye, up above the crease. And then my large blending brush from Sigma to do like a little soft highlight and just really finish off the look. I just wanted to sum that up in case you were curious, you know, how did you go through the rest of the steps of the eye look? But the other brush you do get here is a little angled brush. This is kind of a chunky one. You know, it's not too long left to right. But it is a little bit thick. It almost reminds me of a cross between an angled brush and a smudge brush. So I was able to, you know, get some shadow where I wanted it precisely on my lower lash line. So 2 out of these 3 eye brushes I do like, but it's not enough for me to create the full look, as you could see, without bringing at least a fluffy blending brush into the mix. This brush set was sent to me by e.l.f. and I started trying it before I was even aware of what the price tag was. And I was surprised that it was $35 really for this. I mean, it is a nice case. I'm wondering if that's where a lot of your cost is coming from, because overall I feel like this is a cheaper selection of brushes compared to what you might expect from the Studio line. I think they've got other brush sets that incorporate their Studio brushes that are probably even a little less than this cost and would get you some brushes that I would really recommend. So thanks for watching my review on this little brush set from e.l.f. I hope it was helpful, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.